What's up, YouTube? This is Spade here, and today I'm going to bring you the post-commentary of the live narration that I posted yesterday. Thank you everyone who watched that. But anyways, this is a standard OU match against Solosoloblackdude. Bit more serious match, like you can see from my team. But anyways, let's take a quick look at the teams, and I'm gonna talk about it a bit. So, looking at my opponent's team for the possible lead, I'm seeing pretty much only Victini with Choice Scarf most likely, so I decided that I would try to counter that with my own Choice Scarfer being Landorus with 101 speed, and even if he doesn't lead with that, I can always just U-turn, so I decided that it would be the best lead. And looking at the other pokes, Ferrathon I can easily deal with Heatran, Scizor, or Latios, with all carrying super effective moves against it, and Suicune I can easily troll with my Vaporeon, especially if it's a Crocoon, and then I even have Lantern, who kind of walls it. Reuniclus, I have Scizor for that. Conkeldurr, kind of a problem, but I do have Latios with Psychic, and his own Latios, I kind of have to work around it, but if it's choiced, I can lock himself into a wrong move and go from there. I have, mainly Scizor, who could possibly take advantage of Latios being locked into wrong move, and then pursued, especially with special attack drops, even if it's not choice. But we'll have to see how this goes. My game plan basically is just to play aggressively, get switch advantages like here, and I lead with Landorus, he has the Victini, and I just go for U-turn because I figured that he doesn't want to stay in against my ground type, which can just one-shot him with EQ, and he's most likely thinking that I'm Scarf too, since I'm leading with it. But anyways, he goes into his Suicune as I U-turn with my Landorus. I go into my Lantern, and I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch as he goes into his Ferrathon. So things are looking pretty good for me. I'm getting switch advantages, which is nice. Which leads into this situation, Ferrathon versus Heatran, which obviously isn't a great matchup for him, so he's gonna switch out, meaning that I will get my Stealth Rocks up for free, and he doesn't seem to be having a spinner, so Stealth Rocks, getting those up this early is gonna be definitely helpful. But anyways, in comes the Suicune, and I'm just gonna go into my Lantern because I know that I pretty much wall him, but he actually makes a really nice double switch into his Latios, and I don't really want to stay in against that thing, so I decided that I'm just gonna go into my Heatran because if he wants to predict my Scizor, Scizor is usually a really nice switch into, Latios, so I didn't want to play it that obvious, so I decided to go into my Heatran. He does go for the Draco, but I still take it fairly nicely. And, but this time I'm actually going to pull another double switch. He goes into his Suicune. This time I go into my Scizor in case he stays in, and also, if he goes into the Suicune, I can just go for the U-turn and do a nice chunk to him. He goes for Scald, tries to get the burn, doesn't happen. But anyways, I do have Heal Bell on my Lantern, so even if he would have got the burn, it wouldn't have been, that big of a deal. But it doesn't happen, so I just go into my Latios, which can revenge kill with Psychic. And he actually goes into his own Latios, kind of thinking I'm locked into Psychic, and I could stay in, but I don't want to risk the speed side. Also, I'm not sure if he has the HP Fire, so he might even be faster, because I obviously have the one speed IV lowered, because of the HP Fire. But I go into my Vaporeon. Judging by the damage, it doesn't look like Specs, so that's nice. And I'm just gonna make a wish on his switch into Ferrathon, and I'm just gonna heal my. I think I go into my I go into my Heatran to heal it up, because Heatran basically is really good switch into his Latios, and having Heatran at full health is obviously going to help me out. And I'm just gonna go for the Fire Blast this time, because now that his Suicune is gone, he doesn't really have much to take a Fire Blast, and even his Latios, which does resist it, doesn't really enjoy it. And he does decide to go into his Conkeldurr, which, doesn't take a Fire Blast at all. But, the good thing is, since I did get the wish, I'm at full health, so I don't need to worry about getting nailed by a Mach Punch, which is nice, so I'm just gonna go for the 2-hit KO. Actually, probably should have just gone for the Earth Power, but, which most likely would have KO'd, but I didn't, you know, feel like making calcs because it was a live narration and all. But anyways, in comes Latios, and he actually goes for the Draco Meteor. I'm guessing he doesn't have the Surf. But whatever the case is, I'm just gonna go for the HPIs. You know, we both barely live. And I figure since he's at -2, I'm just gonna go in my Lantern, because, you know, I can take the hit easily. And then I can save my Heatran for a useful death fodder later on. So, indeed, I go into my Lantern. I don't really take anything from the Draco. And I'm just gonna go for the Volt Switch again. If he stays in, I might be able to kill that thing off. And you know, if he switches like he does, I'm just gonna get the switch advantage, which is the case as he goes in this Ferrothorn. And this time I'm just gonna go in my own Latios, because, you know, I have the HP Fire, so I can just, you know, go for that. But you know, of course he's gonna see that coming, and he goes into his Victini. But you know, baiting that thing out is really nice too, because, you know, he's gonna take 25% every time he comes in on the switch because of the Stealth Rocks, obviously. But I'm gonna go into my Heatran right now as a really useful death fodder, as he's gonna go for U-turn, so I will not give him the switch advantage, which is really nice. I can keep the momentum on my side, and since I know he's locked into a U-turn, I can go into my Scizor and go for the U-turn of my own. And he does go into his Ferrothorn, you know, gets the Iron Barbs going on, but you know, at least I get a really nice chunk of damage on the Ferrothorn, meaning that you know, I can go into my Latios and Hidden Power Fire will be more than plenty now. You know, at full health he possibly could have taken 1 HP Fire, since I'm not Specs, I am Expert Belted, but now there's no chance from this range. He has less than half of his health, and this time he does decide to stay, and it was kind of an over prediction. He was hoping for me to you know, over predict, but I didn't. And unfortunately his own Latios here, he just barely lives the Stealth Rock damage, so he's gonna be able to fire off the one last Draco Meteor. And this time I'm going to use my Lantern as a death fodder. It has pretty much done its job. It was able to give me a switch advantage, but you know, I don't really need it this late game anymore, so I can just death fodder it and go into my Scizor now and go for the easy Bullet Punch kill. But he is gonna send out the Victini, and I'm not really sure if Bullet Punch will KO from this range. So I'm just gonna go into my Vaporeon and use that thing as a death fodder. I'm using a lot of death fodders in this match, but you know, they work. Give me switch advantage and everything. So he's gonna go for the Recreate, and I actually survive it with 69. That was awesome doing that as a live narration. But yeah, I survived with 69, which basically guarantees me the game. Not gonna lie. But he's at -2, so I can easily go into my Landorus and just go for the U-turn. He's at -2. That will easily KO him. And that basically means I can safely switch into my Scizor, while his last Pokemon is the Reuniclus, and kinda depending on his EV spread, I can one-shot him. If his max HP, max defense, he's gonna barely live, but if he doesn't have max defense, I should be able to one-shot him, and that actually turns out to be the game, and Reuniclus indeed gets one-shotted. So, indeed, that will be the game, which you've just lost. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this bit more in-depth narration that I was hoping to do today. So, leave some feedback if you liked this sort of narration. Although I'm not really sure if this was much different from my usual style, but if you liked it, I tried my best to make this one more informative than I usually do. I do like to keep it a bit more laid back. But, you know, if you saw some differences, you know, leave a comment below if you like this. But, anyways, I think that will be all for today. And, I guess I could give a shout out a little bit of a shout out to Magnitude. You guys should know him. You know, he's a fellow PokeTuber, if you may. And, you know, while ago, just like me, he was contacted by TGS, the game station, but then his channel has some issues. So he's trying his best to, you know, start like a new channel that's not Pokemon, and he's hoping to get some support to that channel. So I will leave a link to the video where he talks about that stuff, and you know, if you want to go and listen that up, and you know, subscribe to his new channel, you know, I would appreciate it, because you know, as a fellow YouTuber, I really feel like I have to, and I want to. First of all, I want to help him. So I will leave a link to that video, and I will leave a link to his new channel. So if you guys would be so kind, if you guys are interested, first of all, you know, please go check that out. But that will be all for today. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys with a new battle, most likely sometime next week. And yeah, thanks for watching. This is TheFlamingSpade signing out. Peace!